In this video, we will see how to create anchor links, which are items that can be in the menu. They can be links within the page that, when clicked, perform a scroll down to a specific section. I have already divided the page into 5 colored sections so they can be distinguished. When we click or tap on a link, the page will scroll down to the desired section. First, we go inside the page and add a menu that we can populate with links with items that, when clicked, will scroll the page down to the section we want to view. In this case, we access global blocks. Since I created a header, I remember that it is created within the global blocks, because by selecting the header type automatically, Framework360 will repeat the section on all pages. Here, we will add our menu. We add the navbar block and select the menu we want to display. In this case, we find one already created by default that we can select. It doesn't have any items yet, so let's go ahead and create them. In the meantime, we save the block and access the item. Menu. We access the main menu and start by creating different anchor links with a specific link that will help the HTML. They understand which section to lead to. The visitor, for example. Here we can create section 1 and then create in this item instead of the link. We put a hashtag and then section 1. This is to our liking. We will call the section like this. In this case, the section colored green. So let's call it section 1. Let's do the same for the other sections. Always a hashtag. We save, and we will see that on our page here, where we inserted the menu by reloading, all the items will appear. Now we can make it a bit nicer by always going to the leader, working on the navbar block that we previously inserted. For example, we can go to design and move everything to the right. We save, and then there are a series of other customizations that we can use. In this case, let's settle for a basic design. We access the page now, so we have inserted our menu with the 5 items. How can we see at the bottom? On the left, it shows up as #section 1. Now we want to make it so that if we click on the section 1 item, the page automatically scrolls to this section. To do this, we go inside the page, click on the row. I remind you that the row is the largest container, so it's the one highlighted in black. Then there's the column, which is the one highlighted in blue. And there can also be more than one. How can we see? In this case, we made it wide, but we can also divide the row into 2 columns. So here there will be one at 50% and another at 50%, but we don't need that right now. And then lastly, like a Matryoshka doll, inside we find the block, in this case the title block called section 1. I want to create an anchor that, when clicked, takes you to the beginning of the row. Therefore, we need to work on the row, not on the columns or the block, but on the row. We click on the settings option, here where the gear icon is. We go to design on the second tab, scroll down to the bottom and look for attributes. Inside attributes, we will find element ID. By including the same ID that we used in the anchor link, the HTML will understand that it needs to scroll to the corresponding ID. We add section 1, matching the ID value with the link we inserted in the menu. We save and reload the page. We will see that now, by clicking section 1, the page will scroll to section 1. We do the same thing with all the other rows. Section 2, we called it section 2. Consequently, the HTML expects to find a corresponding ID. We do the same thing here. Section 3, what's section 4? And section 5. We save, reload the page, and we will see that clicking on section 1 will take us to section 1. Clicking on section 2 will take us to section 2. And if we click on the others, the page will scroll to bring us to the corresponding section with the ID we inserted in the anchor link.